Bienvenue à l'école Socrates de la communauté hellénique du Grand Montréal, une institution multilingue reconnue pour l'éducation préscolaire, primaire et secondaire de vos enfants.
Socrates Demosthenes School of the Hellenic Community of Greater Montreal has been around since 1909 under different names and under different curriculums. The Hellenic Community of Greater Montreal, when it was created 2 years earlier in 1907, believed even from then that educating children in the Greek language and providing for them a place where they can learn about their roots, their culture, and their religion would be the only way to maintain Hellenism, would be the only way to maintain Hellenism here in Quebec. And 100 and so years later, we're continuing on that same thought process, that in order for Hellenism to survive here in Quebec, youth has to be exposed to their language, to their culture, and of course to their faith. And these are the things that we instill upon our students.
There is nothing more important than being connected to your roots, whatever they are. Ours happen to be Greek. It is the most revered civilization in the world, and we should be extremely proud of that, and we should build on that, and we should transfer this to our children so that they're able to transfer it to their children as well.
Avec 5 campus dans la région de Montréal, notre équipe d'éducatrices et d'éducateurs dévoués est prête à enrichir l'expérience scolaire de votre enfant, avec un environnement d'apprentissage sans précédent, aussi dynamique que divers.
My name is Tasia Taousi. I'm a parent of a high school student. His name is George Kolokithias at Socrates Demosthenes Secondary 2. My experience as being a parent for the first high school Greek, Socrates Demosthenes, was unbelievable and very happy of having the honors to be the first parent to send my son to the high school of Socrates Demosthenes. Academically excellent. Very happy, experience number one. No regrets whatsoever.
Με λένε Ειρήνη Τουρκομανόλη, διδάσκω την Τετάρτη, την Έκτη, την Πρώτη και τη Δευτέρα Γυμνασίου στο Σοκράτης Δημοσθένης παράρτημα 2. Εδώ στο Μόντρεαλ διδάσκω τα τελευταία 11 χρόνια, όπου ζω στο Μόντρεαλ. Η εμπειρία μου με τα παιδιά είναι πάρα πολύ ωραία, πρέπει να πω. Έχω διδάξει και σε άλλα μέρη στην Αμερική και στον Καναδά και έχω τις καλύτερες εντυπώσεις. Απλά η εμπειρία στα σχολεία Σοκράτης είναι διαφορετική γιατί είναι ημερήσια και η επαφή με τα παιδιά είναι καθημερινή. Έχεις μια άλλη άνεση και τα παιδιά έχουν διαφορετική αντιμετώπιση των ελληνικών γιατί είμαστε μαζί κάθε μέρα. Υπάρχει μια τριβή μεταξύ μας δηλαδή κάθε μέρα, η οποία είναι κυρίως θετική.
Our school, like I said, has been around for over 100 years. We are currently categorized by the Minister of Education of Quebec, who gives us our permit, as a French private school, where we teach the entire French curriculum, like any French school in Quebec, but we also teach enriched English, and we also teach very strong Greek program. And we've been very successful at it. The results speak for themselves. On average, we have about 150 graduates every year from our primary school that move into the best high schools of Quebec and or our own, and are doing extremely well. There's a a non-existent dropout rate for Socrates Demosthenes graduates in high school, as compared to other, as compared to students who've come from other schools in the past. So we're doing something right. We're very good in education. We're proud of that. We're proud of our students. We're proud of our teachers, and we're proud of our directors. and of course the entire community, and I'm speaking about the Greek community at large, is involved in assuring that these schools exist through fundraisers and through their support. The media, the government at every level, everyone is behind our school because it's a good school and because the results, like I said before, speak for themselves.
Quel que soit leur niveau de connaissance à leur inscription, tous nos élèves sont trilingues, français, grec et anglais, au moment de l'obtention de leur diplôme, avec une haute compétence dans toutes les autres matières.
So I'm the very first principal of our very first high school for the Greek community of Greater Montreal. At first it was something that I wasn't sure that I could undertake, but slowly I realized that it's an amazing challenge. It has a vast array of opportunities for our students, and I dove into it, and I have to say that we are very lucky to have this high school in Montreal.
Τα ελληνικά δεν είναι μόνο γλώσσα, είναι και πολιτισμός. Εμείς δεν διδάσκουμε μόνο γλώσσα, διδάσκουμε μέσα από τη γλώσσα. Η γλώσσα παραδίδει έναν πολιτισμό. Δεν έχουμε σκοπό, γι' αυτό και επιμένουμε και λέμε ότι ο Σοκράτης Δημοσθένης δεν διδάσκει μόνο τα ελληνικά ως δεύτερη γλώσσα. Δεν είναι ένα σαββατιανό σχολείο για να κρατήσει τη γλώσσα των παιδιών. Είναι ένα σχολείο το οποίο θέλει να δώσει στα παιδιά εφόδια όχι μόνο γλωσσικά, αλλά και ένα φόντο πίσω τους, μια βάση στην οποία να στηρίζονται και το ένα να αλληλεπιδρά στο άλλο, δηλαδή η γλώσσα στα πολιτισμικά στοιχεία που μαθαίνουν και αντίστροφα. Γι' αυτό και δεν κάνουμε μόνο γλώσσα και είναι αδύνατο να κάνεις μόνο γλώσσα έτσι κι αλλιώς. Η γλώσσα είναι πολιτισμός.
Progress is 100%. Very academically for the students is very good, very strong. The students, they're limited students, there are only 10 students this year. We had started with 5 for secondary 1. The students are like siblings to each other. They work together, they play well together. Study-wise, it's number 1. And the progression between last year and this year, very high, tremendously high.
As General Director, my job is to lead. And the General Director himself does not manage the school and lead the school on his own. It takes an entire team. But my job is to motivate my team, to motivate the people around us, whether they're administrators, teachers, unions, volunteers, and together we move forward in a clear vision of where we are and where we want to take the school. And we've made tremendous progress, especially in the last 10 years. Not only do we conform to the Minister of Education of Quebec and all their requirements, and we're acknowledged for that, we conform to the requirements of the Minister of Education of Greece for the Greek program. And we were able to put together a program that is so enriched. It's challenging. It's not an easy program. The children have to work. But once they're in and become comfortable in our program, they become independent, disciplined learners. And this is what keeps them going throughout their later years in school. Like I said, we made tremendous progress, and we're extremely proud of the fact that after 100 years of trying or so, 2-3 years ago, we received our first ever permit to operate a high school. And we see the high school, even though it's small now, it's just beginning to build, as a future of education of the Hellenic community of Greater Montreal. Primary school is important. It'll always be there. We're going to always provide the resources we want. but the high school is also important. That's a very delicate age, and that's the age that the children, the adolescents at this point in time, would require the most encadrement, as we say in French. You know, their environment has to be well controlled, and we have to be on top of them, and we have to work with them, and they have to work with us. So having a high school within our system is extremely important, and we see this high school in the years down the line, in a generation or two, being even bigger than what the primary school is today. And we have a big primary school with 5 campuses, 1,400 children, in an extended program. We teach an extended program. Our day is longer than most every other school here in Quebec. It's very successful, but we also have tremendous success with our high school in the first 2 years of operations.
L'école Socrates-Démosthène est reconnue par le ministère de l'Éducation du Québec et le ministère de l'Éducation de la Grèce. Les programmes de notre école couvrent l'enseignement du préscolaire jusqu'au secondaire. Nous offrons également, sous l'égide du ministère de la Famille du Québec, une garderie éducative pour enfants de 4 ans, la prématernelle, à certains de nos emplacements.
I've often been asked what's the difference between your high school and any other high school in this area, because we are in Montreal and the competition is fierce. We provide a personalized education. Because we have few students, the teacher is almost teaching them one-on-one. We do not send homework home. It is done in class and in the study period, which is called étude. And very rarely does the teacher in all 3 languages send any homework, very little homework home, and the students are very happy about that, the parents are happy, and thus we've decreased the level of stress that the students can encounter at home when doing homework in 3 languages.
The number one privilege was on one-on-one teaching. They were all sticking together, working together, helping together. Their marks rose tremendously. The teacher focused on each and every one of them with their particular weakness. They rose with that weakness. Now they're stronger, and they're better and better as the years go by.
Socrates-Démosthène propose également un programme enrichi, le service éducatif parascolaire qui est disponible tous les jours, avant et après l'école et lors des journées pédagogiques. Nous avons fait tous les efforts afin de fournir un milieu d'apprentissage enrichissant, qui soit aussi sécuritaire. En tant que parents, vous comprendrez vite, en visitant nos installations, pourquoi nos élèves développent un sens incomparable d'appartenance à leur milieu.
Is learning and witnessing success story after success story when our children grow up. One of our students from our West Island campus was described in the front page of a local newspaper as the most brilliant student in Quebec. When we see this as educators, that our student was classified as the most brilliant student in Quebec, that we melt. We're so proud. We have a huge number of students that are in politics, either political attachés or the right hand of the Prime Minister. We have others that are in medicine, doctors, lawyers, teachers, educators, and no matter what the field, this is what makes us proud. This is what tells us that, man, we've done good work in this school. When these children, as adults, reach the level they reach, we know we've done our job. And what we find even more and more is that the second and third generation continues to re-register their children within our system. So they have confidence in our system. And they don't regret it. Because again, the results speak for themselves.
Το ελληνικό γυμνάσιο δεν έχει την ιδέα μόνο ότι από ό,τι θυμάμαι και από ό,τι ξέρω, ότι είναι μόνο για Ελληνόπουλα. Γι' αυτό και προσφέρουμε τα ελληνικά σαν γλώσσα και πολιτισμό και σε αλλόφωνα παιδιά τα οποία θέλουν να μάθουν μια ξένη γλώσσα και νομίζω ότι είναι μια ξένη γλώσσα την οποία θα βρουν μπροστά τους στα γαλλικά ειδικά, βιβλία, συνέχεια. Είναι πάρα πολύ ωραίο να έχουν τη δυνατότητα να κάνουν αυτό το συνδυασμό γλώσσεων. Πιστεύω είναι πολύ καλή ιδέα.
I strongly recommend this high school and elementary, of course, with great conviction because I see the results. They're tangible. The students are happy. The progress is immense. They're learning. They're expanding their knowledge. They're becoming very critical thinkers. They often enter into discussions with the teacher. They're learning robotics. They are very proficient in computers. We won't even discuss that. But they're also exercising their French language at par level with any private French language school on the island or off the island of Montreal.